So this is how I have trained myself to be disciplined to the point where I don't need to think about certain habits that I have anymore because it becomes autopilot. And I was the type of person that always struggled with consistency. I mean, whether it's in health, whether it's in business, any area of my life, I was not naturally gifted with awesome habits. I'm not gifted with good genetics. I'm not the smartest person who has the brains behind a lot. I didn't have good grades. I wasn't the hardest worker. And what I had discovered is I'm not gifted. I have no talent. I have no talents. I know what it's like to be on the other side where you feel hopeless, where you feel there is no plan, you feel you talk so down on yourself that you become your own biggest bully. And now having this transition, being in a personal development and practicing discipline and training myself and always working on my discipline, I've started to learn what's right from wrong, how to have that conversation with the right people and how to go about it. But it still pisses me off how many excuses people make nowadays, and simply because they're so lazy. I think there's a laziness problem in this world, and it's so upsetting and a lot of it has to do with the technology that we have, how society's going, how impatient people are, how so caught up they are in the instant gratification of things that they don't understand the time that it takes to become successful in any area, whether that's weight loss, whether that's business, whether that's a relationship. We're so caught up in this short, real burst of dopamine that lasts 10 seconds when realistically it's not the case. People are so stuck on the short-term solution, right? They take a shot every week that helps them lose weight that's not even prescribed for what they're actually doing. You don't know the long-term effects of that. Just like all these young and upcoming bodybuilder influencers are juicing like crazy. You don't know the long-term effects of using these medications or you think you want to be rich, so you buy a 90-day course that's going to make you a millionaire in 90 days just to spend 5 to 10 grand and be disappointed, because people do not understand the underlying principle of what it takes to actually achieve a goal and become successful. It's so frustrating for me to see this and not to try to make a video like this and just like, I mean, it's always on my mind. It's something I always want to talk about, but now I've hit a point where I'm so sick of hearing people complain that I think this might maybe help tap into someone's, maybe just hearing the harsh reality. And that's the thing, people hate hearing the truth. I want to start speaking the truth. I want to start preaching the truth. And I want to, through my own actions, be able to show you that it's possible, because I know what it's like to be on the other side, who sees certain videos, hears certain opinions, and completely disagree. And I'll tell you a story. When I was in my first college and I was at my lowest point and I partied, I was doing drugs, I was drinking like crazy, I didn't care about school, I had the wrong mindset, I had a horrible pessimistic attitude towards a lot of things. I remember one morning I had to get up I forget what it was. And it was like 7 in the morning, and that was early for me because I usually would stay up till 1, 2 o'clock watching Netflix and then sleep in as much as I possibly can the next day. And I had to get up early, and I remember I saw this kid who was a good-looking kid, was always in shape, had good grades, great athlete, just an awesome kid. I was jealous of him. He was in the cafeteria. He was dressed up in a button-up shirt, khakis, hair done. Someone said like, oh, he worked out today already, and he was eating a healthy like yogurt and eggs omelet breakfast as he's studying. And I remember looking at him going, what's wrong with him? Like, I literally thought he was weird. I didn't understand what he was doing. I'm like, almost like judging him in a way. I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Like, what a loser. Like, I literally said that. I literally had that thought. Like, I didn't say that and then I didn't have like that growth mindset of like, well, no. I literally watched him and went, well, look at that fucking, like, what a loser. Like, who does that, right? That's the mindset I was in at one point in my life. So if you can relate to that, I can relate to your situation or what you maybe felt or feel. We're seeing these people do these crazy things like getting up at 5 a.m., like doing an Ironman or going and doing a marathon or pursuing an opportunity that has a high chance of failure, but they fucking take the risk anyway. I know what it's like to see it from that side and that perspective and judge and make an assumption, because you are such in a poor mindset, you can't relate and understand what they're actually doing because of the toxic mindset and thoughts that you have wrapped around yourself. And this is where I teach people about the bitch voice and your beast voice, right? Andy Frisella really taught me this, right? You have your pessimistic voice, your negative self-talk, and then you have your confident self, your beast voice, your boss voice, that one that is always like, why not? Why can't you do this? I bet you can push it. Why can't you do this? Why can't you lose the weight? And what happens is you get so, what's the word I'm looking for? You get so consumed, you get so brainwashed by this doubtful, negative, pessimistic voice in your head, it literally controls your life. Then you wrap in the fact that you now have all these short-term, quick solution people on the internet saying that you don't have to make a mindset adjustment and you can achieve that goal that you actually want, but the 99% of yourself still doesn't think it's possible. But that 1% motivation from that Instagram reel catches you and you do buy it or you do pursue something and you fail because you don't get the results in the short amount of time that you actually think it's possible when it's really fucking not. And you go through this cycle over and over and over and over again just to keep failing. And then you're calling yourself a failure and you can never amount to anything because you're a fucking loser, right? I understand what it's like to be in that thought process. I understand deeply, and I can say that truthfully because I've experienced it. I've lived it. Now I know what it's like to be on the other side. And unfortunately, when you're in this position where you're helping people, you start to realize that you really can't force the horse to drink water. Right? The old saying, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. The amount of people, if you're watching this, you probably tried to help, try to give advice, try to give tips, and they still don't follow through. And that is because, and I saw this in a video of a coach having a real life coaching call, you were either interested in achieving this goal or you're fucking committed. And when you're committed, you will make the sacrifices for yourself to actually achieve that goal. If you're just interested in something, you're not gonna actually pursue it. And when you do decide to commit, or you think that you're going to commit, what you need to understand is you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So when you hear that, you have to start rewiring your brain and not thinking of the outcome and thinking about what's every single little thing I need to do on a day-to-day basis, that if I do these no matter what, the absolute end outcome in the next 30, 60, 90 days is for me to achieve that actual goal, because those habits will actually get me there. That's what's going to help climb this little ladder. And when you start thinking of it like that, now you start to go, okay, well, instead of thinking 90 days out the goal that I want to achieve, losing weight, building a business, starting and hitting X amount of money, you know what? I got to start at a small level. I got to be present. Let me fucking stay right here. And let me understand, okay, if I'm interested in this, let me commit every day, one day at a time. I will commit one day at a time, and I will make the sacrifices for one fucking day in order for me to hit my goals. Okay, cool. So now you do decide to commit for the day. So you do sacrifice some things that maybe made you feel good, but aren't going to actually help you X that goal. You know, start thinking to yourself, if I'm trying to lose weight, let's just use that for example. I want to be 100 pounds down. If I want to lose 50, 100 pounds, what would that version of myself, if I were to pretend that I hit that goal, that the multi-millionaire, the billionaire version, Nick Page, right? Me in 20 years, or you in 12 months, who's 100 pounds down, what advice would they be telling me on the decision I want to make right now in the present moment? Do I eat the cookie or do I not eat the cookie? The 100-pound less version of yourself will tell you, don't eat the cookie. And you're going to go, you know what, you're right. So now I don't even have to actually look for anyone for help. I can just think about what would the person the version of myself that actually followed through with the plan and achieved the goals I want to achieve, what advice would they tell me in this moment? And you'll discover that you can actually coach yourself on how to make better decisions. So now you actually go into this process of how do I win my day? Right? Again, maybe if you follow Andy Frisella, it's called the power list, right? Tim Grover, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant's trainer, he talks about this with them. You focus on establishing these healthy habits regardless whether it's for your business, whether it's for your personal health, right? Because that's typically what it correlates to. That if I do these 3 to 5 things, keep it simple. The Navy SEALs follow the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. If I follow these 2, 3, 4, 5 things every single day, and you compound that over the course of 30, 60, 90, 120, 365 days, what will be the outcome? And what you start to realize is if you take the thought, the future pace of what your goal is, and actually bring it back to the present moment right now, and you say, you know what? I'm going to commit today. I'm going to make the sacrifices I need to, and all I'm going to do is X, Y, and Z. And if I keep the promise to myself that I'm going to do this just for today, not tomorrow, not the next day, not the next fucking week, just today, I'm going to keep this promise to myself. You're going to start to build self-confidence. Self-confidence is built by keeping promises you make to yourself. I'll say that again. Ed Mylett told me this. Self-confidence is built by the promises you keep to yourself. So when you say to yourself, today, I'm going to walk for 25 to 30 minutes. I'm going to drink a gallon of water. And you know what? I'm going to avoid all unhealthy food, especially soda. And you do that. You check those lists off the box. You just have a chip on your shoulder because you just did something. You said, I'm a man of my words. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do it the next day, right? And you start to do this every single day. It starts to compound. It starts to become an unconscious habit. You don't have to think about it. It just happens. And again, this doesn't just have to apply to fitness. This can be in your business. If you're an owner and you are a gym owner or you're in a service-based business and you're like, I need to reach out to more people. I need to generate more leads. Okay, how about you find a book on marketing and read 1 chapter a day. Take the 20 to 30, maybe 40 minutes if you're a slow reader like me, and commit to reading that book and then saying, that's my one task. My other task is going to be coming up with a plan based on what I read. Or if you're in the gym business, typically you're not calling your leads consistently enough, or you're not messaging enough people. And you say, you know what? I'm going to message and call 100 people a day. I'm going to do that every single day. What would happen in 30 days? What if you reached out to all your old clients, all your old customers, asking, how's your experience? How could we have done it better? And if you did like our service and product, who is someone that maybe you think would value or get benefit from this? And maybe that person is going to connect you to someone else, and that person connects you to someone else. And next thing you know, you have a list of all new clients that you can actually reach out to in service. I'm so sick and tired of how fucking lazy people are, and they just have this short-term mindset, and they have these interests, but they're not committing to it. Keep it simple. Do one thing at a time. Set the intention, set the focus, do 1 to 3 things. Don't even go to 5 because that's probably too much for you. And if you need to start, keep it simple, stupid. This is something that I am just sick and tired of hearing. If you're still watching this, if there's even people watching this entire video, and you're asking yourself, you know what, I haven't been keeping the promise to myself, and I've been disappointing myself on a day-to-day basis. And you know what? You're pissed off, you're sad, you're depressed, you're anxious. I get it. I've been there. I know what it feels like. Start reverse engineering your thought process. Take the proper steps every fucking day, and I promise you, in 1 week, you're gonna feel a little better. And then you're going to feel even better. And then you're going to feel even better. And then you're going to fuck up. You will fail. And you got to teach yourself, you know what? Let me brush it up. Let me smack myself up. I'm better than this. Let me do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. And it compounds. Think about the person you can be in 30, 60, 90, 120, 365 days by keeping the promises you make to yourself. Self-confidence is built when you keep promises you make to yourself. And you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. Stop trying to find the quick solution. Stop getting distracted by these BS people online who have no fucking clue how hard this shit is. This is why I'm making content. This is why I want to relate to people. I know how fucking hard it is. I know the realistic on losing weight and dealing with your mental health, and then also dealing with business failures, losing money, trying things over and over and over and over again and making the wrong mistake. I fucking get it. I've lived it. I know it. Stop lying to yourself. If you have any goal you're trying to reach and you want any advice or help on, I will be more than happy for free to help you. I just want to see fucking people win. I'm so sick of seeing losers and people give up so quickly and lose hope so quickly because they are so impatient and you're so brainwashed by false information. And hopefully this video gets through to the right person and they actually can see what could be there on the other side for yourself. That's what it takes to actually win. Win your fucking day. Win your week, win your month, win your year. Stop overcomplicating it. I want to see you win, and that's why I'm making this content. If you need help, let me know, but I will see you on the other side.